So, Korey, I want to ask you about you and Maason Smith. You told me how close you guys are. Tell me the origin of that friendship. How did you guys become so tight?
We met at the Nike opening. Me and him were overlooked at the opening, so we kind of bonded that way. As in, like, oh, those are youngins, don't mess with them. So that's how it was. And so after that, me and Mace noticed it was happening to both of us. So we kind of took control and we like bonded as one. And we just talked every night. We just hung out every night. We did the most we could, as much as we can together in the time that we had. Now I call him. He'll say what's up to moms, and I don't know, we'll talk. He knows my family. I know his. But yeah, our rapport is kind of nice.
This was last summer at the opening?
Nah, ever since then. We've been building this for the longest.
Yeah. How often do y'all talk?
We talk almost every day. Yeah, every day. And the conversation always starts off with, where are we going? That's how it is.
So what's the percentage chance you guys are on the same team?
90%. That 10% would be me going to Clemson or me going to USC by myself.
So there's no chance you can get him to USC?
No, there is a strong possibility that I can get him to USC. He said it all depends on how his trip is out here to California when he comes out here, and just basically how it is out here, because he's going to be staying with me, and I'm just trying to show him the grits and the glory of everything out here in Cali.
When is that planned for?
Well, just whenever. To be honest, I hit him up every day and tell him just to come out here, just because. I mean, we don't have nothing going right now, and I told him what time I got to be back at school, so like reporting. So as of right now, my head coach, or Coach Logan, says June 22nd. But other than that, we're just waiting on something else.
And he might stay out here for a while and work with you?
Yeah. Mason, when he comes out here, he's going to be out here for 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah.
So when you guys talk about schools, are you trying to sell each other on schools? So you say, hey, think about this. Does he say, hey, how about this?
I'll say, how you feel about Oregon? And then he'll tell me, run me down everything, how he feels about Oregon. And then the next time we talk, it'll be like, okay, so how you feel about LSU? And then we break down everything LSU-wise. And then we'll play the game here and there. But, yeah, I try and stay away from this recruiting process as much as possible, just so I can go back to feeling like a normal kid at home. But once again, every time I wake up, I get 300 emails and 300 texts. That's the only way I remember that I'm the #1 athlete. But, yeah, that's how that goes.
How do you weigh the possibility of playing with him versus the possibility of playing with Drake?
Kind of evenly. I mean, they're both dogs. They both have different playing attributes. They both want to get to the quarterback. They love what I do, which is defense and constantly hitting. So I think that's the way we bond in that way. But between those two, it would be either or. If I play with Drake, I play with Drake. If I play with Mason, I play with Mason. Either way, it's going to be unstoppable.
Is it more of a factor that Mason would be with you for longer than Drake?
Yeah,
you might have 1 year together?
That's actually a strong factor. That's something I always think about. Like, if I go to USC, I have to make sure that I'm not going for Drake, or I'm not going for the coaches, or I'm not going for my mom and dad. I'm going because that's where I want to go. And I would hate for me to have to pick a school due to me not being able to take visits, because then I just feel like I wouldn't be 100% with that school. So as of right now, that's why I'm taking everything as slow as possible.
Yeah, you got plenty of time still.
Yeah.
What do you like about USC right now?
I like how they're building, how they're showing never stopping or never quitting. Coach Clay Helton always has something up his sleeve, whether that is trying to win or just trying to build to win. At the end of the day, it is what it is. They had their record last year, but I honestly feel like they're going to come out a lot stronger this year due to coaches like Coach Orlando, Coach Vic, Coach Claiborne, a whole bunch of other people that they have added to the staff, along with the recruits that are coming in. But other than that, it's amazing.
Last time I talked to you, you told me about you and Coach Vic were getting pretty close already. Where is that relationship now? How often do you talk? How do you feel about him?
I was just on the phone with him 2 days ago. We talk about things like Call of Duty, Warzone, little things like that. We'll talk about just life. Not every time I talk to USC, it's about recruiting. I mean, I've been there almost a million times. So there's not anything else that they can pretty much show me. At this point, it's just how much we love you and how much we don't.
What is the Chris Claiborne factor now that he's on board?
That was a big attribute. He's just showing basically how the winning is set up and the losing is kind of out of there. But as of right now, we're just going to see how everything plays out.
Do you think he'll be a factor in your recruiting, that like one of the guys talking to you, trying to sell you on it?
I haven't talked to him yet, but we'll see how everything goes.
Have you started to crystallize what's going to be the biggest factor for you, whatever school it is? Just the one thing that's going to really help you make this decision in the end?
No, not really. I mean, wherever I'm going to be taken care of, wherever. I don't want my mom and dad to miss a game, so I'm gonna do the best I can. That's just how it's going to be.
Is that one feather in USC's cap, the easiness for them to get to games, get to campus and everything?
I mean, when I'm on the phone with USC, I always just remember in my head that I would have everybody at the games, but at the end of the day, it has to be what I want, not what everybody else wants. So that's why, like I keep saying, I'm just trying to take it as slow as possible.
But just lastly, what's your mindset with the process? Is it frustrating? Is it stressful? How would you kind of characterize it at this point? Exciting? Too much?
It is no longer as exciting because it's a lot stressful due to the days going down and down and down. I mean, pretty sooner or later. I have 31 scholarships. I have to pick one at the end of the day. No matter the relationships I've built, no matter who I've talked to, at the end of the day, I still have to pick one school. So we're going to see how everything plays out.
Is there a short list right now?
No, I don't have anything to tell you.